Good morning, good peoples. Good weekend morning. All right, let me get your Misty. I'm going to break Misty and Coney apart and do my YBit and GDXY review on the weekend. All right, let's jump in to Misty. All right, so we had a lot of trades, as you might expect. So they came along, they put a new buy-in on the synthetic. They sold a portion, right? 57 contracts, a buy and a sell short. And then they matched, well, they didn't match, they did a 19, okay? But all the numbers then equalized themselves in the right balance. But all of these buy closes, so they were successful in pulling 99.8%, right? This one is the only one that they bought back at 18 cents, 6 cents, 2 cents, 8 cents, 2 cents. And then they sold short of 1,610, 1,500 contracts. So a couple comments. I did order today a new microphone, so that should be coming. And I'll put that in play in about 4 days, because even though it's a small amount of comments, I get them, they bother me more than obviously there's audio files out there. This is a Logitech, it's pretty good microphone, but the problem is I'm in a small space and it's noisy in the walls, it's terrible sound. I'm probably also gonna move soon. So anyway, bear with me on that. I get new people coming in because I'm adding subscribers and growing, and they hear it and it doesn't match their standards. So apologize for that, but at the same time, I've ordered, this is my second, I'm going to a third that I know will be the solution. The noise canceling is awesome. All the reviews are really good. So any outside noise, any reverberation, it should do the trick for everything. All right, so off that and back. So I just show you those and then go in here. So here's all the buybacks, right? Here's the 8 cents, the 2 cents, the 2 cents, the 6 cents, and the 18 cents. Okay, so we bought back all our 614s for wins. So that's really, really good for us. All right, and then we added the 15 and the 19, 1,500 and 19. We had already sold this. So what did we actually do on 614? So here it is, right? We did 7.79% up, right? Less than 1% in Mr. And we did the same percentage in Misty. Right? So they match. Sometimes they're less, sometimes they're more. But let's look at all this revenue that we collected on the weekly, which is helping us. And one of the places that I'm showcasing it in Misty is I've left both of these categories, right? So this is their new stuff. Oops, I don't know why that, oh, that should be a G7. Yeah, I understand what the problem there is. Okay, so this shows you exactly, right? I'm always saying 99, 98, they're like guesses. This is 99.91% of the 5.1 million, right? And as a reminder, most of you know, we collect all this money when we sell it, so we don't want to give any back, right? And then now we've gone out and we've sold this quantity. We had sold this on Thursday, and then we sold this on Friday. So now we've got 4.8 outstanding with, if new buys come into the fund, we'll be able to add some weekly calls. And we're already 5.76 in the money. So that's nice when you encounter that situation, because this is 1 day old, so it's just one more decay day. Okay, 275,000 shares were added, 3.28. We've still got a liability. It's not quite as bad, 7.3 million paper loss on our synthetic, but that's out to July 19. So I'm showing we closed at 29.46 and fair value is 29.35. So we don't care too much exactly on the cash, but there's the cash data. Let's go take a look at the synthetic. So these are positives now because we're underneath the 1550. We're setting at 1495. So when we write these, we collect money, right? So we collected 850, 1150, 325,000 more on our synthetic. So that's a positive. So we're bringing this June loss down. All right, let's go to the weeklies, which showcase our 1,615. And they're actually, I think this is the old number. Yeah, I need to point it to this one. And then what I'll do is these grow. I'll wipe these out come this week when I do the Monday. What happens on Monday, then I'll just move these up here and grow them. And then only one time do I leave the old here. Because for me, I just love to see it like this. Captured 99.94, 99.95, right? It just shows you, and these are the values that I showed you in the other spreadsheet. But this is an awesome, in my opinion, an awesome summary. And so we still have to pay 4 or 5 of the 4 or 8 that we've already collected. But, you know, we haven't even started the new week and we're in that situation. A lot of times we're behind 20%. All right, so continuing on June, let's follow it out. And we added the 275,000 shares, right? And when I put multiple entries, that's why we just collect the same, drag down the same value. And we're shrinking, we want a negative here. We're shrinking this loss in our daily on this, and actually we're ahead of the game. All right, so let's go. We talked about the weekly. Let's see how far we are out. Well, we're 7.65%. I think this is a down number and this is an up number. Is the 29.46? You know, sometimes I don't update these arrows. No, it's an up number. Okay. Yeah, I knew they matched. I was just trying to remember. It's such a small gain. Okay, those can stay there. What else on the weekly? So 21% on those 96, right? Small amount, and everything expires, and I'm grabbing the wrong number there. That is right now this number, but I'll leave it alone as I move these up here. That number really should be 48. All right, let's jump into the magic sauce. What else do we want to know? Let's look at our payouts. All right, so this number is shrinking, right? We want it to be a negative, which means we're really collecting money. So our synthetic is losing less and less and less. Our short call income jumped up, right? We didn't lose any, and we added new calls, which I think they'll add more. The bad news, let's see, did I update? No, I did not update. Let me check this. The holdings, because that affects the values here. No, it's okay on payouts, 865. Okay. So we now have 30 cents in total because we're still losing a little bit here. So we have 30 cents altogether, but we have 52 cents in the short call. So they would go with the short call and not worry about the other 22 cents. We'll probably get this up there. But here's the issue, right? We've got 3 weeks at best. Right? Declaration is really 18 days. So that means we could get 3 more weekly pays, and then they're declaring when we haven't settled that 3rd weekly paycheck, right? So let's say that we do well. I'm seeing, unless this synthetic blows up, okay, we're probably going to hit for the cycle. So for those of you that remember, right? What's the cycle? The cycle is a 1-bagger, a 2-bagger, a 3-bagger, and a home run, right? Well, we've already had the home run. Here's the home run, 4-bagger. Here's the double. And then we got the first triple of any fund in YIELDMAX. No one's ever had a $3 payout. We had a 4 already, and then a 2. So is it time for a 1? Honestly, it's looking like that. But you really can't predict. It's looking in the rearview mirror and saying if the same activity keeps up, then it's going to probably be $1.50. But do they want to do that? I don't think so. So the way around, out of that scenario is getting this up. And how do you get the synthetic up? Well, you kick some booty, right? You go out there and you run this total up. And you've got to get well above. We've got to get in the 16s and 1700s and start collecting more money. It's just as simple as that. We have to turn that 7 million loss, paper loss, into gains. Well, it doesn't take a whole lot to do that, right? I think at one point I was figuring so many, equate to so much, and I haven't done that for a while. But I'll do that sometime to show you guys again, especially as we get a little closer. But I like to just alert you to the possibility and think about it, guys. Eventually, as this fund runs longer, it is going to have $1 something payout, right? Which is only about a 60% yield, $1.50 or something. Eventually, it'll happen in a single month. We all want $3 and $4. It's just, do you know what this was projecting? If they kept the 3-month total or average that they've had, they would return all your money that had opened at $20 in 7 months. Coney's on track to do a 12-month replenish, right? They're in month 10 already, so when they pay in July and August, I think they need around $1.50 each month, ballparkish, and they'll have returned $20. And if they stay where they are, they're still 10% above their NAV price. So it knocks that whole argument that you can't pay high yield without having a return of capital and just depleting the asset. And I would argue that if I got 120 or 130% annualized yield, and even if I went down 20% in the underlying asset, remember total return? 120 minus 20. I got 100% return on my money. Now, do I want any NAV loss at all? No. But that's the reality, that if it's big enough, I accept some. That's, it's all about total return. Okay, so enough of my soapbox. I know some of you love it and some of you hate it. Okay, so you can skip forward. Almost done here. So that's where we set. In all honesty, they need to kick this in gear. I think if we got up to $1.80, they might pay us $2 just to keep the FOMO, in this. But they're not going to do it if we earn $1.10. They're not going to stretch out and say, "Oh, we're going to pay you $2.10." I just don't see it happening. All right, so that's what I got. I'm going to end this one. I was about to roll into Coney, but I'm just going to do a separate one for Coney. So, hey guys, have a great weekend. You'll see Coney coming out soon and more. I hope this was informing. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. See ya. Bye.